Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jen, and in this video, which is going to be part 1 of 2, because I've ran out of time to finish this. Well, actually, no, I did run out of time, but it's also a bit of work. And this was actually supposed to be up on Saturday, but wasn't up on Saturday because optic neuritis. Like, I'm really having problems seeing out of my right eye, and it's kind of very cloudy, and it hurts. Yeah, so it's just. Art is slow going, we'll say. But anyway, this is well, it should have been maybe in Unicorn, but I didn't think about it in time, maybe. But hey, anyway, so the idea is it's a big tree. You can see a big tree. Now that tree is not full. It's not like in our house. There's a forest nearby. So this is one of the trees, because some of these trees are old. Some of them are new. Some are old, like this big one here, which is very big and tall. I don't know how tall it is, but it's big. So it gave me the idea we can have like this, mystical, whatever you want to call it, forest kind of thing. So I thought something could be around the tree, and I thought, well, unicorns work, so we'll go with unicorns around the tree. So I'm drawing a big ass tree at the moment. Kind of. Yeah, it kind of looks like a tree. Looks like maybe 2 arms, like a really demented scarecrow. I don't know. But so very rough sketches, and I'm just sketching this. And is this real time? I can't remember. I don't think it is. I think this is definitely sped up a bit. Not much, but a bit. I think it's like 2-3 times sped up, something like that. Move the photo closer so I can see more what the branches are doing and the roots are doing, and which is what I liked about this picture, because it's all the big roots on the bottom. I thought, hey, I should actually maybe paint this and paint on a canvas. It might look a little bit better. So there's my finished tree. Well, that's not finished. It's not colored. But there's the basic tree, and I need to make it taller because nothing would fit behind it. So let's cut it and move it and redraw a line. And these are creatures that are supposed to be looking out beside the tree, like from behind the tree, like maybe like, what the hell are you looking at, kind of thing. And I thought, hey, unicorns together, you can get horse unicorns. Or goat-based, horse-based unicorns. I thought, hey, we'll use deer. They're kind of dainty-like and can look kind of mythical. And I end up adding a bit of horse-like qualities, I guess you could say, to them too. But unicorns are fake, so hey, it's a bit of mash-up thing. So looking at. I had to give them a mouth here. They don't have mouths in the final sketch drawing kind of thing. Didn't really like it. Now they look very horse-like here, and instead of deer-like, which is kind of, I guess, an oops, but it is what it is kind of thing. And give them some ears that are kind of behind the tree, very big ears. I do realize that they're very big compared to the size of the tree. If that tree is the same size as the one in the forest, these are really big freaking unicorns. You would not want to come across them because it'd be like a spear or something to the chest with the horns or whatever. But yeah, because I realized that they're very, very big compared to the tree. And then give him a horn, him or her a horn, and just basic sketch and get a forelock, or is it fetlock? Forelock. Fetlock is, I don't know. Am I getting those backwards? I don't know. But this was, I missed some recording here because I don't have it. So you can see how much the sketch changed, actually. And it's very kind of suspicious looking at the moment. It actually stays suspicious looking because I kind of liked it. So I left them. They're like my pair of suspicious looking unicorns. It's just and then you start thinking, what the hell are they getting up to behind this tree? No, are they up to some nefarious plot to maybe, I don't know, take over the world? Who knows? But move the horn because I don't think it was the right angle, and I don't actually think I changed it that much. Change the angle slightly, go to free transform it so you can change the angle. And yeah, and like I said, they still end up looking very suspicious, which I could have changed, but I liked it. They're not your typical looking unicorns. They are very kind of what the hell are you up to? What are you looking at, kind of thing. And then draw some branches and a bit of tree detail. Oh yeah, I added birds to the tree. Excuse me, hiccups. You don't see that in the sketch because, like I said, I lost the footage, or I forgot to record it, one or the other. Probably forgot to record it. But I put birds in the trees because I thought, hey, we'll put suspicious looking birds in the trees too. They're very cartoony looking birds. They're not realistic at all. I didn't want to be realistic. See, this is the thing. I can do realism. I can do it very well. I know that sounds like I'm being conceited or whatever the hell it is, but I know I can. Cartoonish stuff, Not so much. I'm getting better, but I need more practice. So then once I get that sketch, I turn it down so that I can I still see it, but it's not as pronounced as it normally is. And then I ink it. This is just a G Pen in Clip Studio. I didn't mention that. I didn't mention I was using Clip Studio, I don't think, but yeah, this is Clip Studio. And then just I think this is brush size 40 at this point. I go between 40 and 20, occasionally 10 if I need to really get to a tight corner or something like that. But see, they're kind of horse-like here, but that's okay. And with like really odd-shaped ears. But that's alright. And see how suspicious they look. They're like, I know I keep saying that, but they do look suspicious. And gives the horse like swirly horns, swish, swish, swish. And then hair, quick and stuff. This is obviously sped up. I am nowhere, I'm not slow, I'm not quick, I'm kind of in between, but need to speed it up. So I just give them the eye, so now they really look suspicious. And then I go and I ink the tree. Eventually. Figure out which pen is going to work. And then try to keep the lines of each tree limb, not simple. I suppose they are simple, but together so that they're connected. So when I put the flat colors in, it actually, works. Now one of those roots gets deleted eventually and I forget all about it. But I'm putting in a line here because if I don't put a line here, when I go to put flat colors in, it'll include the background and then it'll be like, oh crap, everything's brown. And then the birds, which I try to make look really suspicious, kind of with their eyes, like they're like, squinting through their eyes at you kind of thing. So they look kind of odd, but I just copy and paste them and then just rotate them. So they're either facing the uppermost way or just rotate them slightly so they're kind of, next to each other. Just depends. And I try to make them each kind of different or slightly different. They're obviously, similar, but there are slight differences in, like, say, like the top hair part or the beak and shape of the eyes. And there'll be differences when I color them too. Same colors, just slightly different shading and stuff like that. So yeah, so inking was done. Adding. Now, color palette, I've got those color palette things from, is it colorpalette.net.com? I don't remember which one it is, but you can search for it and just search for color palettes and you'll find all kinds of other things. I can make my own, but I kind of wanted things to look similar, so I'll pick ones. Now, these they're the pink birds, but they'll be darker, obviously, when I go and finish coloring and putting the shading in, because I could leave it flat, but I wanted to add more shading, because I don't mind flat colors, but in this case, I wanted to add more shading, which is what I'm doing here. So I just take the same color as a flat color, but a darker version of it. Why am I waving my hand? You cannot see a thing I'm doing. I have no idea. Anyway, so I just put like a darker color or a lighter color of the brown, or any other flat colors, not just the brown. Any color that I'm painting, I do that. Take the lighter or the darker color for that. And add black and white because I do, and I can, so I do. And I'm just kind of I do this actually quite quick because I really don't care. Well, I care what it looks like, but I want it to look kind of textured, so I think the rougher the better. I mean, I could have used a more textured brush, but I really like this brush. It's really easy to use, and I just like it. And just color don't ask me where the light's coming from. I have no freaking idea where the light source is in this painting. I'm assuming it's the top right, looking at the screen, but it could be anywhere because eventually I do put, like, I will maybe put, if I decide, more like simple tree background in it, so light could be coming from anywhere or nowhere. Could not be getting to the trees, or maybe getting to the trees in small doses, small spots and stuff. So it's more of a flickering light, or I don't know what kind of light that would be. I don't remember. But this is darker brown of that, so just having more darker highlights. So this is like this is kind of not so much a boring part, but if you hear any kind of like noise in the background, that's hubby watering, I'm assuming, his tomatoes, or he could be watering the other flowers too. I'm not really sure, but he's watering the plants, so you might hear that. I don't know. And if you hear any barking, it's the dog, But, yeah, because, I don't know where she is, actually. I think she's downstairs sulking, because we took away her food. Well, she ate it, but then she, threw it back up. Not that you TMI about the dog, but, so she's not around at the moment, because we took it away, so we're in the bad books. So, I did more on the tree. It made it darker, which you don't actually see here, because I thought that's enough brown tree footage for people to look at. So, this maroon pinkish color. I don't actually know what you'd call this color. I take that, adding more dark and highlights to it. Like I said, the lighting source makes no sense. And I'm well aware of that. This would get my knuckles wrapped, would have got my knuckles wrapped in college and uni, or even high school actually. But high school art classes, I actually had really good alright high school art classes. I should talk about that one day. Maybe I will. It'll give me something to talk about. I was actually lucky. When I hear about some of the people that had art classes here, I'm like, what? Or didn't have, like was supposed to be an art class, but really wasn't. But yeah, so I'm just adding, like I said, more darks. And it's just a lot of back and forth, really. I mean, you could probably do this. I know how to use Photoshop, and I do use Photoshop occasionally, but I don't use it for painting and coloring, because I don't like it. But there, yeah, I'm not done. I just wanted to see what the tree looked like with the purple, and it looks okay. So I thought, okay, I need to go darker with the shadows, because if he's kind of emerging from behind the tree, then it needs to be a bit darker, especially because I do plan on putting more like leaves and stuff around there, so it will be kind of dark, but not too dark you can't see anything at least. But you know, it is still kind of dark. I mean, I could have made a light fantasy kind of thing, but you know, that can get boring when all you see is pretty unicorns that are like, you know, just happy-go-lucky, you know, saving lives and, you know, tracking down virgins. I don't know. But then you've got like like, you know how you see those white unicorns like galloping across the beaches and stuff like that in calendars. But so this, I don't know why I chose a purple unicorn. I just thought, hey, we'll do a purple unicorn just because I can. And just smaller brush to get in the little cracks in the hair, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Well, it's actually not too bad. You know, it's just, would have had this whole thing done, but like I said, optic neuritis just kicked my ass. And it's still going, not getting any better, which is great, even though they've upped my med doses, and if it gets as high as they want me to take, I'll probably be like a walking frickin' zombie. It'll be like, you know, brains, need a brain, because mine's like fucked up. But, so yeah, just adding darks to the ears, which are kind of odd looking, but hey, I'm, like pleading the fifth or whatever for like the odd looking ears, because I can, because I'm allowed. And just add some highlights. I do add a bit of highlights because I realize how odd it looks being so dark. I need a bit of highlights to contrast with dark. Or what's the point in doing the darks? Because, you know, you need a contrast between the light and the dark. And I do add a bit of white, like I said, because I don't care what they say. Don't use white or black. I'll bite me, people that say that. But, so yeah, and this is what I like about this brush. It's really easy to blend stuff, and I don't have to use the blender. So yeah. You don't get like a really smooth look. I want a kind of a brush kind of strokey look here, which is what I'm going for. You know, I don't want like a perfectly smooth kind of thing. And a little bit of highlights, you kind of see that. So what am I doing next? I am doing the hair, which is like a green, teal color. I don't actually know. I don't know the names. I just know colors. Okay? Like, I know my color theory off the frickin' my back. I had to, because in college we had to do so many bloody color wheels. Like, one every year, it seemed like. Which, okay, fine, I get it, you learn. But then by the time you get to uni, you don't even use it. You really don't. You know, it's even like they say in high school. You never use anything in high school, in college, or uni. Well, it's the same thing in college. You never use any, well, you use some of it, but not all of it in uni. But yeah, so you see how dark it looks, but that's okay. But now I'm working on the horn, because the horn needed, I mean, I could have made this brighter, but like I said, I wanted things to be a little bit darker than your everyday happy-go-lucky unicorn piece that's like, you know, sunshine and rainbows and or farting rainbows and stuff like that, and prancing unicorns. I mean, rainbows, I like rainbows. I know color is great, you know, but sometimes you just want to draw something that's slightly a little bit darker. But I mean, yeah, just sometimes you want to draw some, even though this isn't really that dark. It's just kind of colored dark. I mean, I could have had the unicorns like stabbing somebody with their horns, and that would have been dark. But I didn't, so I'm not going to, because, well, I could, but I'm not going to, because that's not what I'm doing. Add a bit more shading, dark shading to some parts of the horn curve. Not all of it, just some of it. Like the main parts of it, I guess, would be inside the part below it. And then the base. And then, where are we now? So add a bit of yellow, bright yellow, which actually, and you don't actually see much of this. You really don't, which is okay, because I end up blending this white I'm using there which works because then the yellow and the white kind of blend together and they tone each other down. But anyway, so this isn't finished. You can see at the top it needs a bunch of leaves, and the birds need to be shaded and stuff. In the other unicorn on the right looking at the screen also needs to be colored and shaded. Well, no, it's colored, well, it's flat colors, but it needs to be shaded. But yeah, and then I'm going to put a bunch of stuff on the bottom on the root, so that's the plan at least. But yes, if you look at the tree, you might be able to see something. I kind of sort of hid something in the tree, even though they're not that hidden, so it's kind of maybe really obvious. But hey, yeah, so this is, like I said, part 1 of 2. And then I will work on the unicorn and the birds and the little foliage. No, that's not. I don't know how to say that freaking word. The leaves, we'll say, and like put some rocks in the background, possibly, if I think about it, if I really get around to it. But yeah, thank you for watching. And I don't know really how to end these. I never do. I always ramble and be like, yeah, but yeah. So yeah, please come back on Saturday and listen. See, can't end these properly. I really don't know how to end these things properly. I really should, but I don't. But yeah, I should just like be like, shut up, Jen. You know, just be like, beep, done. Okay, yeah, okay, bye. Yeah, okay.